Buddy June of 2000 here, coming at you with a movie review of Kickboxer from 1989, starring Jean-Claude Van Damme, Michael Qissi, Dennis Chan, and who's the guy that plays Winston? Hexel Anderson and Dennis Alexio. This is an ass-kicking movie, man. I know there was a remake or reboot, whatever the fuck they want to call it, Kickboxer Vengeance. I personally didn't care for those two movies. I didn't mind some stuff from the second one of that remake, but it's just this movie's better. Like this movie kicks that movie's ass. Of course, like Jean-Claude Van Damme's in that remake, and also Michael Qissi, who plays the badass villain in this movie, Tong Po. He even cameos in the movie as a prisoner, talking to Van Damme. Hey, remember me? Which is like, there's Tong Po and there's Eric Sloane, the characters from the original. And I could just be watching that than that stupid fucking remake, but the remake sucks ass. And of course, this is the badass steelbook that I got from Walmart, from the piece of crap Walmart as a piece of shit. But luckily, this was there. But this is an axe kicking movie, and Jean-Claude Van Damme is great in it. He's also part of working with the movie, like writing and co-directing the movie with Mark Dessau. And also Mark Dessau also cameos as a news reporter in this movie, and he's also seen in Bloodsport as the guy that talks to Jackson in the opening. But it's about Eric Sloane, who's with his brother. Uh, wait. Kurt Sloane is Jean-Claude Van Damme's character. Eric Salone's character is Dennis Alexio, who's playing his brother in the movie. So they're going to Thailand after his brother's been like undefeated in America, so he wants to go international and explore other countries. So he wants to go and fight the baddest fighter in Thailand, Tong Po, played by Michael Qissi, who is actually good friends with Jean-Claude Van Damme. Like they're legit good friends in real life, and they were even roommates in while they were like struggling to get into Hollywood. So they shared like an apartment, and they even were uncredited in that break-in dance movie where they're dancing in that break-in dancing where they're in the beach and stuff, boardwalk, and then you see Van Damme getting down. You see him and Michael Qissi in the movie. So like that's pretty cool. They see Tong Po and Kurt Sloane getting down to break-in music. But they also did appear in Bloodsport. But they're fighting Tong Po, who is the badass dude, the baddest villain in this movie, who like he's like the king champion of Thailand. And the first thing that you see him, because Eric and Kurt are getting ready for the match in about a few minutes, he wants to get ice, so he goes and gets ice, and he hears this big fucking thunderstorm noise that it looked like it's echoing a thunderstorm. And you're like wondering what the hell is that until he goes and looks and he sees Tong Po he's kneeing a wall while some of the stuff on the wall is like flying down, and he's like not in pain. He's like hitting it like no big deal. Like this dude is one demon dude. And of course, it scares the shit out of Kurt, so he wants to warn Eric, but Eric doesn't listen, and Eric's an idiot, so he goes, has the match. He knows that he thinks that he's gonna kick Tong Po's ass, but Tong Po easily kicks his ass. And of course, he fucks up his back by breaking his spine. And of course, Eric is damaged and paralyzed, and Kurt wants to go and get revenge. He gets helped by Winston, who's played by Heskel Anderson, and his character is pretty funny too. No, fuck that. I want to go drinking. You're really crazy about this Muay Thai shit, but I know a dude can help you. His name's Xian. But yeah, which is a cool character too, and then of course he takes to see Xian, who's played by Dennis Chan, who would be in the first 3 Kickboxer movies, but he sadly would not be in that 4th movie, which was a piece of shit. But Danish Ham is playing this character named Xian, who is like a retired uh karate, like Muay Thai instructor. So he wants to get Kurt wants to get help. So he wants to be taught Muay Thai. So he does with all these badass meditations, practice fighting, and work out with Xian. And Dennis Shan does a good job playing a good Muay Thai instructor where he's like calm but funny at the same time and pretty badass too. Even at the end, like where he trains him throughout. He meets with Van Damme meets with Xian's granddaughter Miley, and they get to get along. He even apologized because there's a fight that happens at her shop. He apologized for her, then they make up, and then they become good friends and have a relationship, and then one leads to another. Um, they get into like a deal with doing all these what the hell he called Goldberg shit, a streak match with Kurt because he's doing all these Muay Thai moves and kicking ass, taking no names like a motherfucker, and he wants Tong Po. So um, the guy that's kissing his ass, that's his manager, agrees to have this match with Tong Po and Kurt Sloane. So they do, and then they kidnap Eric, and they look like they killed the dog, but the dog was sadly injured, but luckily survived. So it's cool they didn't kill the dog, but they did kidnap Eric, and then that's when Winston and Xian are going to save Eric from hostage. Winston comes with a big old gun, shooting the place. I was expecting where you were going to be. Sorry, traffic was a mess. And of course, Xian sees the last guy that has thrown the knife throughout the movie that kills the dog, that almost killed the dog. He grabs the dude with the where he swung like a hook under the dude's balls and hangs him in his crotch. Now, Kiki is even. But when we get to the final showdown with Tong Po and Eric Sloane, it's a good fight. It does have like some slow motion parts, but it's like not overdoing the slow motion shit. It actually does show impact with the tie to pay match where they glue their hands where they have their hand wrapped with towel straps, and then they glue it with the glue, and then they put the glass all over it, the sharp glass that's broken, and they beat the fuck out of each other, punching each other's faces where you see their skin getting cut, and it's like one hardcore Muay Thai match in Thailand. And one leads to another. They have this pretty badass fight. Looks like Tom Po's about to defeat Eric until he hears that Miley was raped by Tong Po earlier in the end of the movie. So it pressures Eric to like motivate him wanting to fight. So he takes off his glove, and then guess what? He starts kicking Tong Po's ass with the really good music. It's like music that it looks like music from Bloodsport, but it's so badass. I like 80s martial art music and early 90s ones. It just gives you the moment. They get you into the fucking fight. Even Showdown with Tokyo did that, and that was badass. But of course, he's like doing kick, flipping, kicking the motherfucker's ass. And then, like, of course, Van Damme does his grind. Yeah. And then there's this funny ass moment where Tong Po goes he's like growling and goes, Rawr. And then Van Damme just kicks his fucking face in, like, after that. And of course, he's trying to like fight dirty by throwing a flame stick on him, but boom, Van Damme flips and kicks him in the face, kicks him out, kicks him in the chin to knock him out, and then even kicks the Tong Po's manager in the face, and then you get Never Surrender by Stan Bush. Never surrender. Then you get that happy ending where he's happy he got his revenge for his brother's back. He's hugging Miley. He's even hugging Winston and Mr. Xian, and even touch and petting the dog that survived its wound. And you have that never surrender music, which is kick ass. And I like music like that. It may people may find that shit cheesy, but it's fucking great. And also the dancing scene. It is also iconic. I forgot to mention the dancing scene where Xian takes him to drink and get drunk, and he has a fight with a lot of guys, but he does this funny ass dancing scene where he's moving his hips and shit. It is a funny scene. I would admit that's one of my favorite parts of the movie. It's the dancing scene. It's so iconic. You know, like how every scene has iconic scenes. That is definitely when you see Kickboxer, you know it's the dancing scene. That is fucking iconic as fuck. Do 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 do, and he's like moving his hip and ass. It's a really funny scene, but still, like, it does have some humor to it. Like, this is what I miss. I miss great shit like this. I miss great fucking movies, man. And this is a badass fucking film. I don't know if we'll ever get a 4K of this, or who knows, Vestron might release all the Kickboxer movies, and with even the sequels, because the sequels never got any Blu-rays. So I'm assuming maybe Vestron might do it, or even Kino might do it. Who knows? We'll find in the new future. It might be Blu-ray, it might be 4K, who knows? But we'll wait and see. But yeah, this is such an ass-kicking movie. Some good soundtrack to it. Great cast of Claude Van Damme, kicking ass. Tong Po was a pretty scary villain. Even when I was a kid seeing this on VHS, my dad had it on VHS. I was scared the fuck out of Tong Po. Like, he scared the shit out of me. Especially like the scene where he's kicking his knee. That is a fucking scary scene. But yeah, if anybody has never seen the Kickboxer movies, or if they've never seen the movies, just see the first one, and then just see the second one for guilty pleasure. But all in all, this is an ass kicking of a movie, man. Like, you can't get better than this. And to me, this is better than the fucking remakes. Those remakes suck, in my opinion. I'm sorry if anybody likes those. To each their own if you like them, but they don't hold a candle to this OG classic. It's like I say, I agree with Jim Movie Channel. You can't take over the classics. They kick ass like a motherfucker, and they stay gold. And they're the classics that they give us the heart and memory of film cinema. This is what I miss. Much better than new current shit that comes out with remakes and reboots and prequels and whatever the fuck they want to come out nowadays. Even movies that come out by Disney, they fuck up shit a lot. And it's one of the worst companies from this year. But this is a badass movie. If you've never seen 1989 Kickboxer with Claude Van Damme, anybody, folks, you've never seen it, highly recommend if you love action movies, even martial art, even fighting movies. Like, if you like Roadhouse, if you like Chuck Norris movies, definitely check out Claude Van Damme's Kickboxer if you've never seen it. Highly recommend it. You'll be never disappointed. Have a good day, everybody, and take care, folks. And yeah, and stay cool and wet, because it's fucking hot outside. It's like almost 110, because it was 110 the other week. So, like, yeah, stay cool and wet, folks, if anybody's in California, because yeah, this heat is a motherfucker. And also get some sunblock to stay cool when you're walking out, because the heat is a bastard and it'll burn you. But yeah, have a good day, everybody. Take care, folks. Bye bye.